want to share a couple of things with you. One is how I do tags, and the other is my mist sampler. Now, first of all, tags. I, several years ago, was taking an online class, and the instructor suggested buying tags to make our samples. I think we were stamping or something, I don't remember. And I went to the office supply store, which is 20 miles to my house, and I went to buy this box of tags, and it was a great big box, and it had probably, I don't know how many in it, probably 100 or something, but it was like $20. And I thought, I have paper. Why do I need to buy these tags? And so I've never bought a tag since. I just make my own, and I'll show you how to do that. I want to show you first something that I've done with my own tags, and this is not my idea. I got this from a fellow blogger who got it from another source and another source, and I think it may trace back to October Afternoon, but I'm not entirely sure where it originated. But it's to make a sample of your mist colors. And the way I did mine was I made my own tags. It's 3.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. That way I can get 3 of them on a page or on a piece of paper. And I used the cover weight cardstock from the office supply store for things like this, just the plain white. I keep it for a lot of different things in my craft room, and you'll be seeing that in a moment. When I did my mist sampler, I divided it in half. I covered one half, and then I just did a straight mist, and then I uncovered and I did the drops. And so I could see how it looked in both drops and mist, and I've organized them by rainbow colors, and so I can easily flip through and see what color mists that I have. And this I've shown before. These are not really tags, but they are transparency film, where I've dropped the mist on the transparency film, and I just did these as the little splotches. I didn't really spray on there. But this way I can lay this down on a layout and see whether, you know, I think a mist is going to look good or not. The only thing about these is you have to give them a long time to dry. Some of these dry fast, and some of the mists take a long time on transparency film to dry, much longer than they do on paper. So anyway, that's one of the things that I've used tags for, is when I make a sample book of some kind, I just make my own tags. And here are a couple that I've made out of pattern paper. With my way of making tags, you can make any size you want out of any kind of paper you want. You can even, with the right punches, do heavier stuff than like lightweight chipboard, rather than just doing paper. But this is some designer paper that I made a little tag, and I don't even know exactly what the size is, but a couple of inches by maybe 4 inches or something. So I could put that on a layout, and I would make it up as I needed it, so I'd know what size that I wanted. This one I did from some journaling paper from October Afternoon, and I thought that would make a really cute tag, and did my center for it, the whole reinforcement, and I did that in ivory, since all the October Afternoon stuff is ivory. So when I do my tags, I use 3 very simple tools: the corner chomper, the crocodile, and a 1/2 inch hole punch. Now you can use really any kind of corner rounder, but I like this one because it has a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. And you'll see that on my tags, a lot of times I'll use the 1/2 inch at the top and the 1/4 inch at the bottom. Sometimes I'll just leave them plain at the bottom and not round the corners. Or you could cut the corners with a paper trimmer as well. And I like the crocodile's hole punch because, well, I have it, and it will punch through chipboard or, gosh, all kinds of stuff. My husband had me chip punching through a piece of rubber the other day, like a tire thing. I don't know why he wanted that, but anyway. And I need a 1/2 inch circle punch. So here's how I make a tag. This is a piece of Naturals ivory cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I have cut it to 3 inches wide by 5 inches long, so I want to make a tag to go along with some 3 by 5 photos. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use the corner chomper, and I'm going to insert it in the 1/2 inch side and do the 2 top corners. A little better. And then I'm going to do the bottom corners 1/4 inch. And that's just sort of my standard, but you could do any arrangement that you wanted to. Alright, and now I need my hole at the top, so I'm going to take the large side hole punch of the crocodile, and I could measure this, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay. And now to get the hole reinforcement, I'm taking a piece of white cardstock, that simple cardstock weight that you get at the office supply store, cover weight I think they call it. I punched a hole in it, and now I'm going to take my 1/2 inch circle punch and center that, and I have my hole reinforcement. And then all I need to do is glue it on. This is a Zig glue pen. And there's my hole reinforcement. And if I were using this as a tag on a ring, I might want to do the back as well, but that will look perfectly neat on my scrapbook page. And as I showed before, this works really well with ledger paper if you're going to do journaling. It also works really well with papers that have some sort of design printed on them. A paper like this, I won this in Blog Handy, which I'm very appreciative of. This is definitely something I would cut up. I would never use this whole page the way it is, but this would make a good tag to take this part with the typewriter. That would make a pretty tag. It would look like it was an embellishment that you bought. This is fabric paper, so the punching doesn't work quite as well on this. You might have to actually trim it with the, you could punch your full circle at the top, but you might have to trim the edges with the scissors. But if it were regular paper, it would work great. There was one other one I was going to show you, and of a similar nature, and this is some journaling cards from Simple Stories. I've been using the back side of this, so I don't have very much left, and I don't even have the whole journaling card, but I'm going to take this and turn it into a tag. I'm going to trim down the edge, and I'm actually going to come into the next one down here and leave a little bit of this brown on the bottom. Okay, so now to make this into my tag, since I have it trimmed down to the size that I want, I'm just going to do my 1/4 inches at the bottom. My 1/2 inches at the top. And let's see, we'll do white again for this to give a nice contrast for the whole reinforcement. And and there's my tag. You could distress the edges, that would be pretty. So anyway, that's how I make tags, and you can make them any size you want and decorate them any way that you would like. So anyway, thank you for joining me today, and I appreciate all the comments and the new subscribers I've been getting. I'm just thrilled to have you aboard. So keep the comments coming. Have a nice day.